Hello all, welcome back to the tutorial of C programming for beginners. Hi, this is Sakthi Arun, MTech student from NIT Patna, technically supporting the missile Ingeniator. Okay, so in this lecture, I'm gonna explain you guys about the introduction to operator in C. Okay, so basically, what is operator and why we need operator? Operators is generally like an operation what you do in any type of variables. Okay, suppose you are declaring any variable. If you want to modify the variable values based upon the functionality what you define inside an structure of a program. Suppose you want addition of an any numbers, say like you do an bank transaction. Suppose you have 1,000 in your account. Okay, then you start withdrawing the amount. Suppose you withdraw 500, so you need to decrease an amount. Okay, so from 1,000 to 500 you have to 1,000 minus 500, so that minus is like an operator which doing some operation on the already existed variable value. Okay, so this is what an operator as a basic introduction I can say. So before we moving into the operator, we just need to know what is expression. Okay, generally what is expression is, if we would have learned in our school days in the mathematics, we assign some like additions, like 5 plus 5 we do, right? So we get a 10 as a value. Yes, so this is similarly we do in mathematical calculation. We have to do the same thing for any variables. Basically variables may have more number of when you declare a variable, you declare with an identifier. Okay, so you can declare more number of variables in a program. That depends upon the functionality or what function you want to define. So you use that much number of variables inside the program. Yeah, so if you want to perform an modification or any operation on the variables, you use expressions. Okay, so expressions are nothing but okay, I clear this. Okay, for clearing I have to, okay, let me try to reuse in the same page in the side. Okay, so expressions are basically like, if you are declaring any variable as a, so to modify the value of a, you have to give a equal to a plus 2. Okay, so this is nothing but you are modifying the value of a with the already existed value of a plus 2. So if you are initialing the value to a as 0, so it's here like 0 plus 2. Okay, so this is basically expression. Okay, so this is how you do expressions. In expressions you may have more number of operands. Operations are nothing but here a is an operand, and here also suppose you give b plus 2. Okay, so another b is an operand and this 2 as an operand. Okay, so for a meaningful expression you should have more number of operands and operator, such that it give a meaningful operations. If you are doing only a simple operations like 1 plus like here it's like 1 plus 2, like b plus 2, if I give, it's nothing with an it's nothing like an operation, because it's we have only operand as here as a as 1 and then 1 2. Okay, so here a 1 2 1 these three are our operands, and then we have two operators. One is equal operator and we have plus as an operator. Okay, well, what is this operator? Operators are operation doing something on an operands. Okay, so here at first we are doing an operation on 1 and 2, and then followed by assigning value to a, so we are modifying the a. Okay, so this is what operators do, something on an operands. Okay, so expressions are basically for computing of values. Like I mentioned here, you compute the value of a as 1 plus as 3, and then you computed the value as 3, and then you assign to that to a. Okay, so this is what a basic explanation to expressions. Okay, so so before moving to the concept of operators, we also should know what is operands. As I mentioned earlier when I give introduction to expressions. Okay, so whenever you perform any type of operations on okay in expressions, So like you are assigning value. These are one expressions where you are computing the value for C. So in here we have three type of operands. One is C, and this is a one function sum, calling a function of sum, and another is a 10. Okay, so here C is a variable, so variable can access an variable is one of operands, and here 10 is a constant. Okay, and then there is sum is a function. Okay, sum is calling a function, so function call. These three are operands in an expression. So in operator, operator I mentioned earlier, like basically operator is for performing some operations on operands. Okay, so here operands are C, sum function, and then 10. Okay, so with these three operands we want to compute some values. So how do we perform some operations? Okay, initially what we do is we call a function. Okay, so function call is one of an operator here. So this open and close parenthesis, this is actually a function call operator. Okay, so this is calling one function, and this 10 is a constant operand. So at first what we do is we do an addition of these two operands. So once this addition is done, we are using another operand operator, that is an assignment operator equal to. Okay, so the computed value is now assigned to another operand C. Okay, so the main difference here is I'm repeating again, here C, sum, 10, these are all operands, and this plus, and then here the equal to. Okay, so these two are operators here. Okay, so the next thing is we should know the difference between the simple expression and compound expression. In simple expression we basically have only one operators, so it's very easy to understand for us, because also not only easy to understand, it's also for easy for evaluation. The reason is here we do only a plus 2. Okay, so this like only one operations we are doing on these two operand with this operator plus. In case if I go for a complex or compound design, okay, these compound expressions I'm going to explain now. We have more if you have more number of operators, then the expressions become more and more complex. Okay, this was compound expression is it's a function of compound expression which has multiple operator. Okay, so here I have given an example. Here the example is b equal to 2 plus 3 multiple storage with the 5. Okay, so here what we basically are doing is we are doing multiplications, and then we are also doing an addition, and then further finally we are assigning value to b. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Hold on, here I'm trying to remove the okay, here let me erase all the ink on this line. Okay, now let me repeat again. So what we try to do here is at first we try to multiply the value of 3 and 5. Okay, so I will explain very briefly. So we try to do here some multiple operations on this operand. Okay, here the operands are b, 2, 3, 5. Okay, and the operators are we have equal to, plus, and then storage. Okay, so when we have more number of operators, we actually perform the operations on the base of the evaluations are done based upon the order of precedence. Okay, so precedence is nothing but it's like a higher priority. Okay, so like in a college where we have principal, vice principal, and then followed by HOD, and then followed by teachers, and then student. Like it's like a higher of order. So similarly, when we perform an operation on any operator, so we need to perform the operations based upon the higher priorities or higher precedence. Okay, so this is what we do when we evaluate a complex or compound expressions. Okay, so but what happens if I okay, here what it happens here is at first here I will give now higher order precedence. So storage and this division, multiplication division has an equal higher precedence, and then followed by plus or minus, and then equal to. Okay, so okay, let me clear this for an easy understanding. Okay, so first is multiplication and division, and then followed by plus and minus, and then followed by equal operators. Okay, this is how we can order now with the precedence. Okay, so the first thing operations I have to do here is we have to multiply this 3 and 5. Okay, we have to evaluate 3 and 3 multiply 5, so the value is 15. Okay, now this 15 is like an OR value because we are not going to modify any value. Basically, to modify any value, we should keep it in the left side. That's what the L value. I have explained this concept, what's the difference between L value and OR value in one of my lecture video previously. If you guys have missed it, go and please watch that video. Okay, so this 3 star 5 is like OR value. We can only read the values. Now this OR value is again reused here as an 2 plus 5, because now why we do addition? Because if you see the higher precedence more than the equals, we have to do an operation. First we have to do multiplication, and then followed by we have to do addition. And we have a plus symbol, so we have to do addition. So now 2 plus 15 is answer is 17. Okay, now we have an equation of b equal to 17. Okay, the only thing left out after all operation is we have only b equal to 17. Okay, so now we have to assign okay, let me clear now. So we have now 2 plus 15, so that value is 17. So we have b equal to 17. Okay, so now we assign the value to b, because as b is in the left side, it can we can modify the value of b. Okay, so this is how you perform an operations on compound. But in a worst case, what happens here is, if suppose I have two precedents as an higher at the same value, say like multiply and division. So how do we perform operation? That time we use a concept of associativity. Okay, I'll explain this what's the difference between precedence and associativity in the next slide. Here the precedence, as I mentioned in the earlier case, we perform an operation based upon the higher precedence. Okay, so how we perform for this example? At first we try to multiply 2 into 6, so the value is now 12. Okay, so then we perform with 3 plus 12, the value is 15. Okay, so now we assign the value to be as 15. Okay, this is how we perform an operations. But what happens if we I have like this, where multiplication and division has an same type of operations? Yes, so it's same type of precedence is there. So how do we perform operations? That time we go into concept of associativity. Okay, so how we perform operation here? We do two approach. The one is left to right approach or right to left approach. Okay, so in this example you can do like if I evaluate it from left to right. So the first thing is 3 star 4 is equal to 12. So 12 divided by 2 is answer is 6. Or if I performing like from right to left, so 4 divided by 2 is answer is 2. So 3 star 2 equal to 6. Okay, 3 multiplying with the 2 is answer is 6. So if you go from right to left or left to right, so you get the same answer. But how we perform here operation is, when there is a multiplication is there, you try to in operation of left to right, we first evaluate the multiplications and then we perform an operation of division. Okay, so this is how we perform an operation with the concept of associativity. Okay, so thank you all for watching this video. If you guys have any comments or doubts, please post it in the comment section. Okay, thank you all.